Good morning, guys. Today we're gonna do a get ready with me, and it's gonna be a full face of Gressa. So I did my skincare not too long ago. I think this morning I'm wearing the Blissoma Aura Serum and some of the LAMOUR Smooth Operator and some of the Infiore V-Clair Supreme. So that's all that's on my face right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with just one little drop of the Gressa Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation in the shade 2.5. Then we'll get into the concealers. Now 2.5 turns out to be a near perfect match for me. In the past, I have tried shade 2 as well as 3. 3 is much too warm. I find this shade 2.5 to be very perfect on me. I would say that the aligned Essentialist concealer stick would probably be Madeline. However, as we'll talk about when I get to that product, I can wear 4 to 5 shades of the concealer, whereas I feel the foundation is perhaps a little bit less flexible in terms of color. Now, I've been getting questions about how I feel about the foundation because I've been using it for so many years at this point, on and off. So I first tried it in, I believe, 2015, late 2014, early 2015, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll link the Get Ready With Me below. And over the years, I've had bottles, I've tried it, I've not liked it at certain times, I've liked it more at other times, and I'm liking it right now, I think because the shade of 2.5 is so good for me. I guess my skin is also, you know, more normal after having 2 babies. I'm actually gonna do another drop. So some days if I want something really quick, I'll just use the concealers as coverage. And I love that too, but you know, I wanted to show you as much as I could today. This is the Air Focus foundation brush from Gressa, and I absolutely love it. I have 2 of them, and you can see the coverage of this foundation is excellent. In the past, I would say that it has had a tendency to maybe look a little powdery or settle into pores or texture, but I'm not finding that this time around. I'm just finding really, really nice coverage and finish. All right, now the product that everybody has been obsessed with since it launched, and with really good reason, the Essentialist Corrective Concealer Click Stick. I have 5 shades of this. 3 of them were sent to me, and I purchased 2, and I actually might purchase 2 others. The shades that I have from lightest to darkest are Tiramisu, Madeline, Canal, Leche Frita, and Creme Brulee. And I'm thinking about getting Macaron, which is even lighter or just a different undertone than Tiramisu, and then one of the very dark shades to do kind of some sculpting and contouring on the face. So those could be forthcoming in my collection. We'll see. I think today I'm gonna do Canal. Canal and Madeline are probably my 2 most used. Canal is just a very good corrective color for me because it's very peach, and I love that for getting into this really dark area that I have right here. And then I'm gonna take it here. The other thing I really like about having a suite of colors of this is I have base products that really run the gamut from cool to neutral to warm, and I like that I have the same comparable products in the concealer click stick because I can warm up certain base products, I can cool down certain base products just with using this click stick. So if I'm, for example, wearing kind of a cool toned base, warming it up with Canal or Creme Brulee or Leche Frita is just excellent for me. And then if I want to do something as coverage all over, I'm more likely to go for Madeline. I want to give a little shout out to the mini Air Focus foundation brush. I have 2 of these as well. I think this is one of my favorite makeup brushes of all time. As far as powdering the click stick, I think it's a matter of personal preference. I would say that it errs on the side of being maybe a little bit more dewy and hydrated looking. If you layer this on, you are going to get a little bit of creasing under the eyes. What I tend to do is I apply it and I buff it in with this brush. Then I just kind of let it set and hang out. And then at the end, after I've kind of done my eye makeup, then I powder. Sometimes I don't need to powder. Like if I've used it just as my only base product, I don't really feel that it needs much powder. I do a bit of the brow grooming serum before I show you what I have been loving in my brow routine. While I let the brow gel set, I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches for you. Okay, here is Tiramisu. Here is Madeline. It's probably my truest shade. If I were to just buy one and have it match me exactly, it would be Madeline. But I would have to say that I probably get a little bit more use out of Canal, this shade right here, just because of the color correcting properties. Then here is Leche Frita. It's about the same depth as Canal, but it's less peach. So another great shade on me. Creme Brulee is perhaps a little dark for me. This is more of a medium depth, but I feel like I can still get some use out of it and get it to work. So again, this is Tiramisu, Madeline, Canal, Leche Frita, and Creme Brulee. I'm going to be using Gressa Charbon in my brows today. I had seen Svetlana demoing this in her brows. I'm going to use it a couple ways today. I'm going to use it in my brows and I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. When I had seen her demoing this on Instagram, it looked amazing in her brows. And then I got this product and I tried it and I was like, I don't know. I've continued to play around with it and now I really love how it looks in my brows. So I take the Gressa angled brush, which ends up being a really good shape for this, and I take some off on the back of my hand like this. So there's not much on the brush. Now I use Charbon because my eyebrow hairs are very dark, but if you have lighter brows, you could use Obscure, you could use Roasted, for if you're blonde and you want sort of a taupe brow. If you're a redhead and you want like an auburn brow, you could maybe try Butter Rum. So I think that there is room to play. You can mix the shades. Like if you wanted to tone down Charbon, you could add Roasted to it, which is, I'm going to use Roasted on my lids today. So these eye tints are an incredible formula. They were in my Best of Beauty 2022. They are just an exceptional formula in Eco Beauty. They make amazing eyelid primers. If you wear a lot of cream eye products like I do, the Minasi cream eye products are my favorite. I highly recommend picking up Neve and Roasted and potentially Butter Rum, but that's more of a shade on its own. Neve just sort of blanks out the lid and then you can put anything on top of it and it really helps with the wear time and wear quality of really any cream shadow. I mean, regardless of being eco or not, they're just a wonderful product. They wear so well. So I really, in my day-to-day makeup routine, I interchange Charbon with the Minasi Earth and Clay Quad, which is a powder. I like this better than the Plume Eyebrow Pomade, which I was also trying recently. I'm not really a very big fan of that. I like the Plume Pencil, but for more of a, this functions, I think, more like a tint or a pomade. All right, let's get something on the eyes. So this is the shade Roasted. I'm just gonna take a Sonia G Eye Fusion brush. I love these. And get this all over the lid. Can definitely apply these with fingers. I just like the process of applying them with a beautiful brush. A lot of times I like to do this with like a Minasi, not eye cream, but one of the color pots like Duras or Cicero or something like that. That pairs really nicely with Roasted. Now I'm gonna do a mix of Charbon and Chaplin. Chaplin I think is still available. This is one of the holiday shades and it's super gorgeous. It's sort of a grayish green type of shade. And I think actually what I might do is I'm gonna do a line, like a little winged liner with Charbon, and then I might take my finger and run a bit of Chaplin over top. We'll see how that looks. Now, I really like Charbon as an eyeliner, but what I will say, and the reason I don't do it that much, is because it's a little hard to remove, I find, around the lash line. So I just tend to go for an eye pencil or even a liquid liner. I find a little easier to remove. I'm going to be a little extra today and go ahead and apply some of the Fit Glow Lash Primer. And the only open mascara that I have right now is the Plume. Oh, what's this called? Nourish and Amplify. I'm sort of meh on it, but I don't have anything else at the moment. I do have a fresh Manasi that just arrived, but I might use this for a bit just to try and use it up before I get into that. This has a very odd smell. It smells like a car wash. Isn't that weird? It smells like an automatic car wash. It's also very wet, this mascara. I think that maybe as it continues to dry out, it'll be a little bit better, but I've already had it open close to a month and it's still very wet. Okay, now let's play with some color. If I had the bronzing fluid or a darker click stick, I would go ahead and add some dimension or contour to the face. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna skip it today and I'll show you some of the color products that I have. So as far as the lip boosts, I currently have two. My favorite shades are Bare and Eau Rouge. I don't have either of those right now, but I have Sarai, which is from the holiday collection, and this is what I was thinking I would use because I thought it would look really nice with what I wanted to do on the eyes. And then I also have Lilith, which is sort of a warmer, more muted, deeper version of Bare. I do like this a lot. This is one of those shades that you could do monochromatic eyes, cheeks, and lips. It pulls a little warm on me, so I don't reach for it all that often. Bare is definitely more neutral to cool. But I also have this beautiful Lumière complexion fluid in the shade Kana. I have had this product before. I think I've had the shade Eva through Beauty Heroes, and I think this is a really fun little product. It's sort of, you know, what it's kind of like is a little bit like the EA Beauté Pure Flush Serum. It's kind of similar, but even a little bit dewier. And this is a gorgeous color, the one that I have. It's sort of a purpley pink. So why don't we go ahead and throw this on, like just for fun, why not? So you just wanna shake these up really well and start with, you know, 2 drops, something sort of minimal. This is just how I do it. I like that Gressa is one of these. It's a brand like Manasi or Salt. You could just kind of mix and match and play and blend with your fingers. I mean, that's very much my favorite way to work with makeup. Okay, now I want to go ahead and layer a bit of this shade Sarai over top. This is a very sheer sort of cherry popsicle color. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's sort of similar if you know Manasi Ikura. It's kind of like that, but a very different texture. Very dewy, bouncy, glossy. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the lips as well, and then probably work with a lip liner. Okay, let's do a few little finishing touches before we're done. There is a highlighting product in Gressa. I've had it before. It's in a bottle like this. I always had issues with the dropper. There's also a Lumière product that kind of, I forget the name of it, but it sort of functions as a highlight as well. It's a sort of a clear iridescent Lumière, which I might recommend over the actual highlighting fluid just because this is a lot of product to get through, but the finish of the Gressa highlighting fluid is super gorgeous. Now there is the shade Devi. This is considered a lip boost, again, part of the holiday collection that you can now get as a single. I'm going to do a little bit today, but I don't tend to wear it on my face just because the glitter or shimmer particles in it are a little bit larger. In that respect, it sort of reminds me a bit of the K.R. Weiss old I don't know if it's still like this, but the very first generation of K.R. Weiss cream highlights had very sort of chunky glitter in it. I wouldn't necessarily consider this to be chunky, but it is a little bit better suited as a lip topper, but I'm gonna just use it as a highlighting balm today. And you can see it just gives a very dewy, fresh look. You could do this on the eyes too, just like this and mascara with this lip would be super effortless, super gorgeous. I think we could do just a tiny bit more concealer under the eyes after I've done all the eye makeup, and to just sort of clean everything up, do a touch of powder, and then we'll call it a day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do Madeline. I don't think I've used this color yet today. And this is sort of the one for me. So I'm just gonna do a little bit right here. For powder, I'm just gonna do a little touch of the Manassi silk powder, I think this is called. This is just really good to use super minimally if you want to mattify something. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. Okay guys, that's it. My full face of Gressa's makeup. I'm a big fan. Don't forget that you can use my code LAMOUR, L-A-M-O-U-R, to save 20% on your entire order. No exclusions. It works on the makeup, it works on the brushes, it works on the skincare. I had the Siberian Pineapple Pressed Serum in my Best of Beauty. I hope that the concealer swatches were helpful. And again, I'm going to try and pick up those additional shades, and you can stay tuned on Instagram at L'Amour et la Musique, or my website, lamourelamusique.com, where I'll post follow-up swatching pictures and just other content in general. You can join me every week, usually on Friday mornings, but sometimes it's a weekend morning, for a live Get Ready with me. They usually run an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. I'm there every single week with this wonderful community of other eco-beauty enthusiasts, and it's so wonderful to have a regular space where I can do unboxings, I can test new products, I can try new techniques, and it's just this ongoing, evolving conversation that just continues to iterate with all of the women there, and I love it so much. It's the live stream level on Patreon, but then I also have some lower tiers of content, a live Q&A every month, a monthly exclusive video, and a monthly exclusive podcast. So you can go to patreon.com/L'Amour et la Musique if you'd like to learn more and come join in all the eco beauty makeup fun. I'll list all of the products that I use below. I'll put the code down below so that it's there for your reference. It's also on my website on the favorites page. Until next time, take good care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.